What is going on, guys? In today's video I will show you the best wizard build in Avowed. This setup's main focus is to scale our pistol's damage from our attacks and target big enemy groups to then charge our bullets and explode. One of the most powerful skills that we have in our arsenal is the Grimoire Mastery, a Flurry of Blows, Survivalist and Arcane Seal. And on top of this, we are going to be combining our wizard's ice and fire skills together to then create devastating spellcasting combos. So in this guide, I will show you the best abilities, the skill tree, full gear, even what weapon and companion should you use, and much more. So first up, let's move over to the background. The Arcane Scholar is the best background for a wizard build, as it provides a strong foundation for boosting our magical skills. The background plays a pivotal role in shaping our role-playing experience. It will affect your dialogue options and determine your starting weapon during the tutorial. Also, your initial allocation of the attribute points across the 6 stats is also influenced. However, they will not restrict your access to any equipment or abilities as the game progresses, but regardless of your background, you can still use any equipment and abilities that you want. Next, we have attributes, and these will play a big role in our build, as they will enhance our combat power and survivability. The key attribute for our build is Intellect, Perception and Resolve. By leveling up Intellect, it will enhance our spellcasting effectiveness, including the spell range, duration and damage. Then Perception, on the other hand, will increase our accuracy with spells and allow you to hit targets more reliably. And lastly, increasing Resolve allows you to better resist crowd control effects. Several consumables can also provide attribute enhancements, and you will also gain attribute points when you progress and gain experience as your character levels up. Next up we have our skills. The best abilities for our wizard is the Grimoire Mastery, a Flurry of Blows, Survivalist and Arcane Seal. Grimoire Mastery is a passive ability within the wizard class that enhances your spellcasting abilities by unlocking higher level Grimoire spells. Then the Flurry of Blows will allow for a rapid succession of the attacks, increasing damage output and much more. Then the Survivalist will provide you the ability to cook at a campfire with overpowered consumables. And finally, Arcane Seal will increase the essence regeneration and casting efficiency. It will conjure a seal at your feet that lasts for 30 seconds when activated. And overall, each one of these skills is useful during the gameplay, so choosing the best one is crucial as it makes the difference between winning or losing a fight. So my first recommendation is the Heart of the Storm. It increases your proficiency with the shock-based attacks by increasing the amount of shock accumulation. Then second, we get the Grimoire Mastery. This allows you to get access to the higher level Grimoire spells. Next we have Flurry of Blows. It increases mobility, enabling swift positioning and evasion. Also, it will provide you with a rapid succession of attacks. This will boost your max mobility cast speed, while within the seal enabling faster spell deployment. And then finally, we're using the Secret of Rhyme. It increases your proficiency with the frost-based attacks by increasing the amount of frost accumulation you inflict on the enemies. This is especially useful against elite targets. So let's quickly take a look at our skill tree. The most important skills at low levels are the minor missiles, blast, finesse and steady aim. So we won't invest skill points to gain the skills that can keep you alive in the initial stages of the game. Overall, passive skills are used to increase the damage or survivability, while our active skills will require essence and you can't use them right away because of their cost. Then in the mid-levels, you want to ensure to increase your damage potential, so choose the skills that enhance our AoE damage and buff our attacks. My personal favorite skill here is the Survivalist at rank 2, as it allows you to unlock recipes for strong healing foods. Then also the Grimoire Mastery at rank 2 is another great skill to unlock, because it will give you level 15 Grimoire spells. And then finally, from level 21 and up, you want to increase elemental damage and survivability. At this stage we can even use a two-handed or a one-handed weapon and have great survivability and damage at the same time. And finally, don't forget that you need to take 3 points into the Survivalist skill tree, which is in the Ranger category, because once unlocked, you can then craft advanced food and buffs that drastically increase our survivability, damage and regeneration. Next we have gear. The best thing about equipment is that it's not required for our build to work. However, if you can get these specific pieces, then you will only become more powerful. So for armor, we are using the Lava Forged Plate that gives us plus 45% resistance to fire accumulation. Then for hands, we're using the Gloves of the Strangler with plus 15% sneak attack damage. Then for shoes we're going with the Sojourn boots, which increases your health restoration from all sources by 5%. Then next we have a trinket called Cartograph Companion, which gives us +1 dexterity and +2 perception. And then for the first ring we got the Sigil of the Arcane, that gives us +20% ability cast and -20% ability essence cast. While for the second one we have the Ring of the Founder with +10% damage against targets with full HP. And then as far as weapons go, the main weapon for our wizard build is the Fair Play pistol, but pretty much any other musket or pistol will work as well. This one has 2 enhancements like the Recompose, that when killing an enemy will restore 5% of your maximum health and 25% of your maximum stamina, while the Vengeful Shot will taunt and gain +100% critical hit chance against enemies that are attacked by one of your companions. And then finally for our second weapon, here you can pick whatever you want. For my wizard, I personally like to go with a second musket or a bow, but both are viable options and will work great for aggroing monsters, and in just some situations you need that little bit of extra damage. However, as you can tell, our main goal is just to smash through the enemies by using the wizard spells and one-shotting them with our pistol. Then for one of the last things we have is the Consumables. In my opinion, the Burn Lady is the best consumable, that will give us 7 essence and 7 health regeneration. Then also the Charming Libation grants us 5 essence regeneration and +6 to all attributes while in conversation for 300 seconds. Then even our essence potions will restore 70% of your maximum essence for 300 seconds. And don't forget that you need to take 3 points into the survivalist skill, which is in the ranger category, so then you could craft these in the first place. Next we have companions. In my opinion, the Gaiata and Marius are the best companions for a wizard build, because Gaiata can heal while Marius can root, discover treasure and burst single targets. Each one of these companions will bring unique abilities and backgrounds to your journey. Gaiata will join your party during the main story quest called the Animancy Method, while Marius will become available after progressing through the main story quest called the Untimely End. So with this combo we want to create a balanced and formidable party by including Gaiata's support and healing skills with Marius' offensive and tactical power. We use Gaiata Barrier to provide protective shields to the allies and Marius' Heartseeker ability to increase damage dealt to low health enemies. Gaiata Acceleration skill can also increase movement and attack speed, while Marius' Wounding Shot can deal damage over time to enemies and much more. And now finally, let's quickly go over the general gameplay and tips and tricks that will help you in your combat as the wizard. So as I mentioned, we want to use companions like the Gaiata and Marius to complement our build. Gaiata will provide healing and support spells, while Marius will offer ranged attacks and crowd control. Mastering combat techniques is very essential to enhance our combat effectiveness. It is best to combine wizard with the ranger skills for a multi-class playstyle. I personally also like to use the grenades to deal damage over time. And overall, the main goal is to invest into the skills like the Grimoire Mastery, a Flurry of Blows, Survivalist and Arcane Seal, to deal devastating damage and increase our survivability in hard fights. The main idea behind our build is just to one-shot our enemies by charging our weapons, to then use critical hits on our targets. If we are fighting weak melee enemies, then this will be very easy to do, because by the time they reach you, they are already finished. However, if you are fighting elites or ranged enemies, then this is where our wizard skills will come into play. So we mainly want to use ice spells to freeze and lock big targets in a place, to get enough time to reload and shoot more pistols. Well, then we use fire skills and other AoVs for mainly ranged targets. So let me know what you think about this build in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, then you definitely don't want to miss my previous Avowed Fighter build, where I showed the very fun and powerful Burning Sword build. So click the screen now and I'll see you in the next one.